This morning, our state is in shock.
Now at noon, the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore collapses after being hit by a cargo ship. Now rescue crews are racing to find people who plummeted into the river below. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jim Donovan. One of the support columns of the Key Bridge was hit by that large container ship at around 1:30 this morning. Now a massive search and rescue effort is underway. There's a live look at the aftermath in the middle of the Patapsco River. You can see parts of the bridge fell on top of that cargo ship. Maryland's governor says the ship reported losing power just before it crashed and caused the bridge collapse. Emergency crews are using sonar, drones, and infrared technology to search for people and vehicles possibly in the water. At least 6 people are still unaccounted for. CBS News Philadelphia reporter Ryan Hughes is live on the east side of the bridge in Baltimore County with the latest.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore said the entire state is in shock, and right now dive teams, they remain in the river actively searching for survivors. And behind me, you can see that harrowing scene where part of the bridge and the road completely broke apart. Video shows the moment a cargo ship plowed into the Francis Scott Key Bridge. CBS News has confirmed the massive container ship lost propulsion before impact.
The entire bridge, the entire Key Bridge is in the harbor.
We know there were individuals on the bridge at the time of the collapse working on the bridge.
Now the Coast Guard and other agencies are racing to find possible survivors. In addition to workers on the bridge, video shows multiple vehicles on the span.
And our response teams are doing everything in our power to rescue and recover the victims of this collapse, literally as we speak.
The 974-foot cargo ship called the Dolly left Baltimore Harbor about 20 minutes before the crash. At one point, crew members on board notified state officials that the ship had lost propulsion and that hitting the bridge was possible.
But we're thankful that between the Mayday and the collapse that we had officials who were able to begin to stop the flow of traffic.
Video shows most of the lights on the ship going out just before the accident.
The steering system on a ship like this is hydraulically powered, and so when you lose electrical power, you're going to lose the hydraulics. Of course, the rudder is hydraulically powered.
Officials say the workers on the bridge were repairing potholes. A facility has been set up with mental health professionals for family members to deal with this tragedy. And at this point, Governor Moore says this crash appears to be an accident, and right now there is no evidence of a terrorist attack. Again, right now at least 6 people remain unaccounted for. The governor says his thoughts are with all of them and all the families impacted. The Coast Guard and other agencies that are searching in the river, we are told they are using sonar, drones, and other technology. We are live in Baltimore County. Ryan Hughes. Back to you.
So, Ryan, what can you tell us about federal resources that are possibly being allocated in this mission? I believe we've lost Ryan in our signal there. We're so sorry about that. Well, here's a map to give you some perspective about where the Key Bridge is. It runs over the Patapsco River, connecting part of Baltimore City with part of Baltimore County. Ryan was reporting from Dundalk, which you can see is on the east side of the bridge. This river is what connects the Chesapeake Bay with Baltimore's inner harbor.
At 1:30 in the morning.
Oh, there's Ryan. Ryan, can you hear me? Ryan, can you hear me? I think we lost you there for a minute. Can you tell us about federal resources that are being allocated to the mission?
I'm here, Jim, yes.
Because when the Mayday call went out from the ship, it coordinated with Maryland Transportation.
Yes, we are told that President Biden has been briefed on the crash. He's been in close contact with officials here on the ground. He has vowed to provide any federal resources that need to be available. The governor says that right now the harbor behind me, of course, remains closed. When he was questioned about when that would be reopened, he says there is no timeline on that. There's no timeline on when that bridge will be rebuilt. He says the main focus right now is on that search and recovery effort and trying to find everyone that possibly is still in the river. Again, at last check, at least 6 people are still unaccounted for. Jim?
Thank you very much, Ryan Hughes, reporting from Baltimore County. Appreciate it. Well, investigators with the National Transportation Safety Board are expected to speak in about an hour. Here's what we know so far. At some point before the incident, the crew of the ship, which is named the Dolly, notified state officials that the vessel had lost propulsion and it was possible that it would hit the bridge. The 948-foot Singapore-flagged cargo ship was en route from Baltimore to Sri Lanka. Video shows black smoke coming from the ship before it crashed into one of the bridge supports. CBS News this morning spoke with the former chair of the National Transportation Safety Board about what happens next.
Investigators will have a lot to go on here. They will have, looks to me like the bridge collapsed onto the bow of the bridge collapsed onto the bow of the ship. So you're going to have a surviving crew from the ship. There'll be voyage data recorders that they can recover. So I think the NTSB and the Coast Guard will have a lot to go on here.
Robert Sumwalt, who you just heard there, also said there's not much that can be done to protect a bridge against a strike of this magnitude. Again, we're expecting a press conference from the NTSB at about 1 o'clock. You can watch that live on our streaming channel, CBS News Philadelphia. And of course, stay with CBS News Philadelphia for continuing coverage of the Key Bridge collapse. We'll be following every angle of this story throughout the day, and we'll have team coverage starting at 4 o'clock this afternoon.